Hello all sentient beings and welcome to the Transmissions Podcast, where we talk all Hasbro, Takara, and third-party Transformers! On this episode of Transmissions, pre-orders for Generation 2 Megatron and Sandstorm go live. 3D Renders is bringing us a Tarn Statue, and Mastermind Creations is bringing us an IDW Optimus Prime. Today is Wednesday, August 26th, 2020, and this is episode 396 of Transmissions.
Welcome to Transmissions, the podcast that knows the Sea of Rust is not a suitable replacement for Botanica's Garden. I'm your host Charles, aka Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent Transmissions team. Jeremy, aka Yakko.
Hey, how's it going?
Creator, producer, and star of Empire of Rust, Editor Mike.
Soon it'll be an Empire of Rust, huh?
And Daryl, the Cybertronian Beast.
Hello. Let's talk Transformers.
Yoshi, somewhere Yoshi is cursing. All right. As always, we start out the show by thanking our Donatreons, those lovely people who give us money on Patreon and PayPal. Thank you so much for continuing to support the show. We really appreciate it. And things are changing. I think we should have our new Patreon goals up very soon. I keep promising this every week, but it'll be up
this week.
This week. All right.
Considering this is the last week of the month.
It's coming. It's coming. And we hope everyone will be encouraged to continue supporting us. And if you haven't already started supporting us, you can go to transmissionspodcast.com/support and sign up. You can also help us out by buying some merchandise from our TeePublic store. That is at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. And our friend K-Girl store at teepublic.com/user/superstark. We've got cool shirt designs. We've got masks. We've got other merchandise that you can put all of our designs on. Really cool stuff. And if you buy anything from TeePublic through our link, that gives us a little support. So it helps us out. So anything you want, you can go through there. And one of the perks of our Donatreons is that they are all automatically entered in our monthly Toy Hacks $10 gift code drawing. And today we are doing the August drawing. And this is going to be from our Donatreons and also a couple of people who put entries in through email. They sent in pictures. So Chris and Daniel, your entries are in there. We didn't forget about you, and good luck. And all of our Donatreons, of course, just get entered just by the fact that they are already subscribers.
They're awesome.
So we appreciate it. Jeremy, is your lovely assistant ready?
Computer, are you ready?
I'm ready when you are.
Okay. Could you please have her give us a random number between 1 and 81?
Computer, give me a random number between 1 and 81.
Your random number between 1 and 81 is 25.
Oh, Kevin Horn.
Hey, Kevin.
That's
awesome.
Congratulations.
Right.
Go Avis.
Go Avis. They're doing very well. Avis is
I
selling.
always wonder why y'all are cheering on a car rental place.
They are renting all the cars in the Stanley Cup playoffs. They're renting so many cars. Well done, Kevin.
Kevin is a longtime supporter, one of our duly appointed supporters of the Transmissions podcast. So this is well-deserved, well-earned. Congratulations, Kevin. I think he's won a couple times before, at least once before.
He won something at TFCon.
That's right, yeah.
I can't remember which one it was, but it was in the before time.
When we could, and we met him. He was at one of the Chicago ones, I think.
Yeah. That was 2016, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, when we were selling our wares.
What I want to know is, even though I've entered this contest 80 times, I still have yet to win once.
It's true.
I think there's a bit of a conflict of interest, Mike. I don't know if you're allowed to win.
Yes, Kevin Horn won way back in 2019, May of 2019.
Oh, cool. Well, Kevin and Joy, you get another $10 gift code. Please show us what stickers you get and put them on a deserving Transformer.
Or an undeserving one, too.
Make an undeserving one deserving.
Turn a negative into a positive. All right. Another thing we just want to make you aware, we've got the next uncut version of Empire of Rust. This was episode 30, Second Chance Theater, that came out last week. But we've got the uncut Donatreon exclusive version up this week on our Patreon page and through our Donatreon only Dropbox link. So all you Donatreons get that special version of Empire of Rust that's already out, should already be available to you. You should have gotten the notification in Patreon if you're on Patreon. And if you're on PayPal, just go to our Dropbox link that we share in the Discord. Anything juicy in this episode of Empire of Rust that didn't make it into the final cut that's in this extended cut?
A lot of swearing. A lot of anger. I'm not going to spoil anything, but the episode 30, the cut down and edited version was a kind of a controversial thing, because it's something. I know you listened to it already, and I think most everyone who wants to listen to it has already listened. But you all saw kind of what happened with that. And you get to hear about all the discussion and all the back and forth that happened getting up to that point.
Ah, okay.
It wasn't as clean as that, no.
All right. Well, that's all for our Donatreon, so look forward to that. Or listen to it now, because it's already available for you by the time this goes up. All right. And Jeremy, you are a special guest this week on another podcast. Tell us about that.
Yeah, this is my second appearance on the Ready Player One podcast, The Basement. I was on, I think it was a couple of years ago, because they took a break, and we are talking about Chapter 12 of Ready Player One. I get to expound my love for bulletin board systems and, FidoNet and all that great pre-internet computing, and it was a lot of fun. Got to talk about Wayne's World. That was a movie in the chapter. So it's great fun if you like Ready Player One. I was happy to revisit all that since Ready Player 2 is coming out late November. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you were talking about bulletin board systems, that immediately made me think of.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's a sound that probably the youngins aren't aware of.
No, and these days, if you go to any bulletin board that is still around, it's all Telnet. So
yeah,
it was good memories. I got to do some research by logging onto some bulletin boards and seeing what's still around. Playing Legend of the Red Dragon, which is a online game from way back.
Awesome. Well, yeah, I think that should be out the same day this podcast goes up, so we'll have a link in the show notes so you can check it out. All right, let's talk about some toys.
All right, and first up this week, we've got a brand new figure from Mastermind Creations, and man, this thing is popping. I'm pretty excited about it. This is another figure in their reformatted line. Optus Pexus is the name that they're giving it, and it's an IDW Optimus Prime. Now, Charles, what timeline or where would you place this Optimus Prime design? Whereabouts? I mean, I could test you further and say what exact issue is this from, but let's go with what approximation of time.
And this was Stormbringer was concurrent with the first IDW miniseries. I mean, it was published later, but at the time, Optimus Prime was off-world, dealing with stuff on Cybertron, while the infiltration team was on Earth, and so he was still in his basically Cybertronian design, which since Don Figueroa did the art in Stormbringer, he used his design from War Within back in Dreamwave days. So this is basically the War Within Optimus Prime design, and it was taking place, I guess it was 2005 was when Infiltration started. So in space, 2005 AD.
Okay. So this is a War Within kind of Stormbringer design.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This thing looks pretty damn cool. There's a bit of a chat that's going on in the forums on TFW's page, talking about how this was a passion project between the designer Griffith76 and another gentleman who I don't really know their names, but yeah, they're quite well known with Mastermind Creations stuff. I guess they don't really give their name. It's just RVDA. I don't really know who that is. Anyway, this thing is it just looks amazing. The front of what I've been able to suss out by, just going through the posts and such is that it stands about 7.5 inches tall, and it has perfectly articulated hands, like fully articulated hands. And on a figure of 7.5 inches, that's not exactly common. This thing just is really pretty cool. There's a couple more pictures that have been shown off since it's been released, and it shows that it can do a full waist bend. So from standing straight up, the figure can basically touch its toes. And that's amazing for an action figure of this size. There is no image that I can find that is showing it in its alt mode. I have not been able to find that yet. There is here saying that it does have 125 different points of articulation, which is crazy. This is cool. Mastermind Creations definitely feeds off of the IDW comics. I think that they've got another winner here on their hands. Obviously, we're quite a ways removed from that Stormbringer kind of design, but it's another Optimus, and an Optimus that doesn't really have a action figure for it. So, Charles, I'll go back to you and find out what your thoughts are of it. I know you're buying it, so
it does look very.
How many of these are you getting?
Probably one, 0 or 1. It looks really good. I really like the colors. I think the colors are excellent. I don't know if they're photoshopped or just it's just a test shot, but I think it looks very cool. I like the articulation. I do want to see the alt mode. I think that would clinch it, and I wonder if they're going to have a trailer for it too. If that'll be an accessory that comes with it. It looks like they also have a Matrix. He has a Matrix compartment too.
That's right. Yep.
He's got the hands articulated enough that he can hold his chest open with the Matrix. So yeah, I mean, this is a really nice Optimus Prime, and yeah, I really like that War Within design. That War Within design was very unique. A really cool take on Cybertronian Optimus Prime, pre-Earth Optimus Prime. This was the thing that Don Figueroa popularized when he originally did the War Within comic. That was the first time all the bots and cons had gotten really thorough redesigns where they had pre-Earth Cybertronian modes.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that brings me back. I have a soft spot for that. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what the price is going to be, but if it's reasonable, I might pick this up. Right
on. Jeremy, we know that you're also quite an avid reader of the IDW comics. What are your thoughts on Optimus here, and do you think that they'll do a Nemesis Prime version?
They're a third-party company. They're going to do a Nemesis Prime version. They're probably going to do tons of different repaints of this.
Mm-hmm.
I think this looks great. I agree with Charles. The paint looks great. I love how silver his legs and kind of the metallic parts are.
Mm-hmm.
Like real shiny paint. I think this is also kind of how he looked during the Space Cop era of more than MCI Robots in the Skies when they were doing the flashbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I love how posable this guy is, and it looks like a winner for sure.
Right on. And Mike, I know you buy all the toys. What's going to keep you from buying this thing?
All the toys? Every single one?
Yeah, you're like me. You buy them all.
Yeah, I do have them all. Well, what's going to stop me from buying it, huh? That's an interesting question. I can't think of anything. Maybe if the alt mode is crap or something, then maybe that. But honestly, it's a really great looking figure. I mean, I love the posability. I love the articulation on it. Just kind of playing devil's advocate, maybe a few more paint apps on like the solid color areas, like the blue and the red and stuff. Maybe that.
Sure.
But then again, it doesn't look like it's like the absolute finished version or anything. So it certainly could have that. But yeah, I mean, if they would put a little bit more paint apps on there, yeah, absolutely. I would like to see it in alt mode, just so I know kind of what I'm getting. But yeah, the articulation and stuff, I would love it just for that alone. So yeah.
Yeah.
Price, of course, too. I imagine that something that has this much engineering behind it will command a premium for its price point. Still a very, very solid figure. I'm loving the look of it. I would actually love to see something with this much engineering on some like other figures as well, like an Ultra Magnus or something. I think that'd be awesome.
Oh, sure. Well, it definitely looks like they've got some new technology in the shoulders here. Their shoulders, and they've done something different, essentially, what they've got going on here. So, I mean, we've got some interesting poses, some stuff that some action figures aren't typically capable of doing. We definitely can see that kind of revealed in the way that the shoulders move and the hips and the abdomen move. If this is the way that Mastermind Creations is kind of doing their figures now, then I would expect the future of their lines to create some really interesting figures from now on. What better way to start off with the new Optimus, something that most people are going to like to, gravitate to because of, Optimus. And yeah, it's a new design that really has never been done before. We'll definitely keep following this. We'll keep updating everyone on what we find out as far as like price point and if it comes with a trailer and what the hell the alt mode looks like. But keep your ears to transmissions and we'll keep you posted. But that's it. That's all I had for the show this week. Jeremy, what did you find?
Well, we've had another Tuesday since we recorded last, and that means that Hasbro has revealed some more figures. We have first here Generation Selects War for Cybertron Earthrise Bugbite, who is a repaint of Earthrise Cliffjumper. It's a white repaint with the mercenary faction symbol. So that's interesting. And he's going to be, I believe, an Entertainment Earth exclusive. And then we also have G2 Megatron, which we talked about, I think, last week or the week before. Some pictures came up. But also, this was a surprise to me, Sandstorm. Both of those look like they're they aren't exclusive to any one retailer. Hasbro Pulse sold out in like an hour of both. But Entertainment Earth has them. I think Big Bad Toy Store has them. So you should be able to find them if you try. Daryl, I guess let's start with you, since you seem to be huge into the mercenary stuff. What do you think of this Bugbite and these other two guys?
Oh, the mercenary logo is pretty cool. And Bugbite, I don't really have anything about Bugbite. I don't really know a lot about him. I don't remember what was it, a Transformers animated show that kind of where Bugbite kind of came from?
Well, he was like, I think eHobby exclusive.
Oh, okay.
Based on, G1 Bumblebee.
Actually, it's homaging a GoBot, I think.
Is it? Yeah, I don't know much about Bugbite, but it's a cool figure. That mold is really, really great. I don't know whether I'd go to the trouble of buying something from Entertainment Earth just for Bugbite, but it's a cool looking figure. An all-white figure, it's neat. But the story of the week was definitely that G2 Megatron and Sandstorm. About the Sandstorm, it's the ramjet mold that they used as the base on it, and it was a unproduced concept for G2, was this Sandstorm figure. Prototype exists, and pictures of it have definitely been making the rounds on social media this week because of the release of this Earthrise figure. The fact that they're going to produce one in this Earthrise line is just awesome. So when this thing popped up this week, showing, yes, in fact, we're going to do a G2 Megatron for Earthrise. It's going to be a Pulse exclusive. And guess what? That Sandstorm that we saw, floating around as kind of like these images that somebody had taken with their phone or whatever. Yeah, guess what? We're going to do that as well. And here's the link for that. And you got to buy both of them. And they're both Voyagers. And yeah, it's, $30 a pop. So yeah, they're great. They look awesome. But damn, it's been an expensive frickin' week, man.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. I like the looks of all these. That G2 Megatron just looks badass. I love it. the last time that they did a G2 Megatron that was like this was, I think, it was one of the movie lines that they recolored the bludgeon in.
Didn't they do it like a year or two ago with the one that they also made into the Armada Megatron?
Was it the green with the purple, though? I don't remember. It's been a long time since they've done the green with the purple tank, so I don't remember. But I do remember actually getting the one that they did off of the bludgeon mold, and it had the sword, and it was a good try. But this one really looks the part. So I'm excited about getting this, and I appreciate the help that you gave in acquiring both of the pre-orders for these two figures. So hopefully whenever they come out, they will, arrive, and we'll meet up at some point, and you'll have presents for me.
Maybe they'll make it to you without being opened.
Just in one piece. That's all I care about. But yeah, they're awesome. I'm so stoked about these.
Mike, how about you? Are you into some of these selects?
I have actually. This is the first time I was able to get one of the selects off of Hasbro Pulse before it sells out. I did get a pre-order in for Megatron. For as far as the Sandstorm goes, I haven't been picking up the other Seekers, the other Voyager size Seekers, so I'm not particularly interested in getting a repaint of one. But the Megatron did interest me, so I did grab a pre-order for that one. Bug Bite? Yeah, I don't have a problem with them. I am kind of digging the faction symbol a little bit, just because it looks like some dude with a goatee. Just kind of neat.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of cool. The G2 Megatron like I said, the G2 Megatron looks interesting. Sandstorm, it's like, yeah, okay, cool, whatever. Same thing with Bug Bite. But like I said, it's the fact that I was able to actually get the pre-order in. That's super exciting for me.
It's the thrill of the hunt.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's actually the one of the first times I've actually had to like hunt for something for a while now, which is a nice touch.
Awesome. Charles, how about you? Are you interested in these?
Well, yeah, I pre-ordered the G2 Megatron, and that is I didn't get the original G2 Megatron back in the 90s, and I kind of regretted it. Of course, I was quote unquote too old for Transformers at that time, so it was a little bit hard to justify getting that as a teenager, but
you made up for it now with this Unicron.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you're too old for this one too, so.
No, well, time is a circle, so now I'm no longer too old for
He's
things.
Target market.
Yeah. Yeah, so I passed on the Sandstorm just because I'm just holding out for a thrust. That's the Conehead Seeker I would like to get. But I do like that the Sandstorm figure has the nose cone in jet mode properly colored. That it's the cone is not like a tiny black tip. It's more.
I didn't even realize that.
They do know how to do that. I don't know why they didn't do it for the regular.
That is exactly what we were asking for.
Yeah. but yeah, I mean, but I see, looking on Hasbro Pulse, the Sandstorm is sold out, but the G2 Megatron is still available for pre-order at the time of this recording. But by the time the episode goes up, I don't know if it'll be. But I did pre-order it myself.
Yeah, like I said, other retailers do have it. I just checked Entertainment Earth, TF Source, Big Bad Toy Store. So just check your favorite retailer, and hopefully it's going to be there. Mm-hmm. And I don't think I mentioned Bug Bite is $19.99. Both Megatron and Sandstorm are going to be $29.99. So
yeah, and that's the same as the retail price for Deluxe and Voyager. So good that they're not gouging you. Gouging you more than already, since the prices for Deluxes and Voyagers have already been raised pretty significantly.
Yeah, exactly. I do have one more thing. On Friday, August 28th, Bluefin Brands, they're the distributor for Flame Toys, they're going to be having a day of Transformer live streams. They're going to be having a stream with IDW creators, and IDW is actually going to be providing them with a discount code for comics. They're going to have a panel with the voice of Megatron in the new Netflix series, Jason Marnocha. And then there will be a panel with just about Flame Toys in general with podcasters, including me. That will I don't know exactly what times the other ones are going to be, but the panel I'm going to be on is at 3 p.m. Pacific time, so 6 p.m. Eastern time. I'm looking forward to it. If you want, you can ask questions for any of the panels. If you use the hashtag AskBluefin on Twitter, and their Twitter handle is Bluefin Brands. I think it's also just Bluefin Brands if you search on YouTube, and they'll have links to the streams when they're live. It's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. That is all I got this week. Mike, what you got?
I have Charles's favorite topic, statues.
Yay!
2 statues have been announced and are showing some either new or updated images. The first is XM Studios' Nemesis Prime. They're showing a colored sample of this statue. And unlike the original Optimus Prime statue they didn't just take a straight up repaint of this thing, which is kind of nice. It's a completely new statue. I'm sure they used similar parts, similar models and everything for it, but at the very least, yeah, the pose is different and everything does feel different about the statue. With no real details on price or availability or anything like that, but it does look pretty damned awesome. The ab section, like the ab and chest section, does feel like it's like almost rotating a little bit, like it's stretching a little, which does feel a little weird. But in terms of everything else, in terms of like the overall form of the statue, paint apps and everything, it all looks pretty damn good. Also comes with a mini version of himself transformed, which is kind of neat. Charles, what do you think? Because you're a statue man, right? You love these things.
It does look cool. I do like the pose that Nemesis Prime has. I like the kind of stretched chest or abdomen. It makes it look like he's a dynamically moving figure. He's got little joints and mechanical things. I don't know. Like he's got some life to him. He's not just kind of a brick. So I like that. I see a little matrix, or is that an evil matrix in his chest there? Is that the darkness or whatever?
Evil matrix.
But yeah, it looks cool. I am not feeling the little mini truck. That feels kind of superfluous to me. I don't know what the point is. Is it like you pretend that he can transform, you hold up the statue, then you quickly hide it behind your back and then hold up the truck and say, hey, I transformed him.
You just spin around, hold one in one hand, hold one in the other.
I guess that's fine. If Hasbro won't let you make a transforming figure, just make 2 figures. So, okay. But yeah, it looks cool. It's probably more expensive than I'm willing to pay for a statue as usual. But I hope people enjoy it.
Cool. Jeremy, any thoughts on this one?
I will say that the angle of one of these pictures where like his smokestack is in line with his fingers looks like he's flipping everyone off.
It's the best picture of the bunch.
Yeah, but I think this thing looks great. If you're into these, I think we talked about this way back when it was just first in like early development phases, and I mean it looks really good. I like the lighting effects, and as a fan of Nemesis Prime, I'm always happy to see more. Although he could use a little bit more teal.
One thing I didn't mention is that the chest can open up to reveal the dark matrix. So that's a cool thing.
Spooky.
Daryl, what about you?
Not really a fan of this. It's cool and all, but not really feeling the statue thing. It's nice and pretty, but what's he standing on? Like, is that supposed to be a part of Unicron? What is he, standing on here? Like, his gun is a very odd gun. Like the 3 prongs on the end as well. Like, what is this guy even?
You can see like the mouth of Unicron there below his.
Yeah,
but
that's a very tiny Unicron.
It's the ones from Transformers Prime that came up from the Earth,
right?
Or a giant Nemesis Prime.
True. I guess it's neat, but not my style.
All right. And the other one, Honestly, I think this is a much cooler looking statue. And this one is officially licensed, so good on them. Azure Sea Studio has posted a ton of pictures of their new Tarn statue, and oh my god, this thing looks beautiful. Yeah, this is an absolutely beautiful looking Tarn figure, incredibly well detailed, and has light up eyes, has light up chest pieces, has this light up little triangle thing on its forehead, back thrusters. Oh, just absolutely cool. If anything could make Charles buy a statue, I think it's this one. What do you think, Charles?
I do like the Decepticon Justice Division and Tarn. I also like that he's got the DJD pet, the Spark Eater pet Turbo Fox thing, as a little accessory. That's pretty cool. That's better than a mini tank of his alternate mode. So the only thing I kind of maybe the colors don't seem like it doesn't seem as the colors contrast as well as he does in the comic. So maybe it's just the lighting where if I saw it in person it would be different. But he looks a little bit colorless, other than the LEDs and everything. But this is a very, very cool statue, and I'm always happy to see the DJD getting love, because I feel like Hasbro just won't make toys of them because they're too violent. Maybe Hasbro will prove me wrong at some point in the future. But yeah, and just having a mask that's your face is the Decepticon symbol, I think that's just a cool idea.
No pricing information on this bad boy. No release date or anything scheduled as well. It is supposed to be 75 centimeters tall.
Did you say 75 centimeters?
Yes. That's, what, like 25 inches? 30 inches or something?
It's 29 and a half inches.
Ooh,
yeah.
That's a big one.
That's massive.
That's bigger than Fortress Maximus.
That's massive.
How big is Unicron there, Charles?
27?
6 feet.
It's 27 inches.
So he's bigger than Unicron. Wow.
Wow, that's huge. Look at that. Jeez.
Well, he's going to be expensive then.
Taking bets. What do you think is going to be pricier, Unicron or this?
Oh, wait. It says, I just Googled HasLab Unicron Height. It says 33 inches tall.
What? That's different.
Did they increase the height in response to this?
This is a production update 2, so this is from a while ago. It says 33 inches in robot mode and 37 inches wide when he's in planet mode with his ring. So Tarn, he's got Tarn beat. Unicron's got Tarn beat.
Well, I've got to agree with Charles on the lack of color. It seems like there is absolutely no color outside of the lights. When I picture Tarn, I picture him with that big purple mask. You know, he definitely needs more paint apps. Like even his Decepticon logo on his chest is completely gray. So I'm hoping they add that. I mean, it does seem like they're wanting the color to come from the light, kind of reflecting on some of the other pieces. But he needs some color to him. Purple is just such an important color in the design of Tarn.
I actually wonder if this is a prototype color, and they're just using the color right now on only the LEDs.
Oh yeah, I guess this is the first 3D renders, so we can hope that the final version will have more purple.
Well, cool. Charles, go ahead and bring us home.
All right, I have more rumors of toys upcoming in Transformers Kingdom and the Studio Series 1986 and Masterpiece listings. So this comes from both Target and Walmart. We talked a little bit about the Walmart listings last week, but we've got some more details now. So starting off with the Target listings, it says a new Masterpiece Bumblebee for $79.90. We don't have any additional information, so there's not really an idea what that could be. We've got the Transformers Slag and Daniel. I think we saw that earlier. Earthrise Runabout. So that's the black version of Runamuck. So the completing the battle chargers there. Seeker Thrust. That's what I'm looking for. Cup, Jazz, Astro Train, TBD 3 and 4. So don't know what those are yet.
Can't wait for those.
Project Future Deluxe. So that's the Back to the Future Gigawatt, guessing. Jolt, Dino. So these are studio series, I think. Jolt, Dino, Sideswipe. Bumblebee and Grimlock. Not sure what those will, like, what line those are from. A Starscream. It looks like we've got a Starscream for Kingdom and a Starscream for Studio Series. Scourge, Hot Rod, Cyclonus, Optimus Prime, which there's a bit of confusion as to if this is a new figure or maybe this is a mislabeling of Optimus Primal. Inferno, which we already knew about because that's just going to be a retool of Grapple. Rhinox, we already had a rumor about. Dinobot, we already had a rumor about, and Tigatron. So some confirmation from the Walmart listings that we talked about last week, and then other stuff, I guess, from 1986. So a lot of 1986 movie bots, and I guess that's going in that Studio Series 1986 line that we had rumors about earlier, but still, that hasn't been announced by Hasbro yet, so we don't really know what the parameters of that are going to be. Jumping over to Walmart, we got more Walmart details on the rumors. I think I'll just run through all of them since there's a lot of them we talked about last week, but since Kingdom is going to have a intersection with Beast Wars, we've got some Beast Wars characters: Cheetor, Black Arachnia, Rat Trap. We've got Warpath, so that's another mini bot. Core Optimus Prime, and still again not sure if that's supposed to be Optimus Primal. We've got these figures AST. These are kind of placeholders. Not really sure what AST stands for.
Assortment.
Assortment. Okay.
It could be multiple figures.
But yeah, Core, Voyager, and Leader class assortment figures. An Optimus Prime package refresh, so that's most likely just a King or an Earthrise Optimus Prime and Kingdom packaging. Cyclonus, which we saw in the Target listing. Optimus Primal. T-Rex Megatron as a leader figure, and we talked about that last week. Even more Walmart listings. These are ones that I don't think we saw last week. We've got Huffer, so a deluxe Huffer and a deluxe Pipes. So Pipes is probably a retool of Huffer. We've got a deluxe Wheeljack, a Trax, Shadow Panther, which is probably a recolor of Cheetor, and maybe that's a like Beast Wars version of Ravage, maybe. Or just, we'll see. Galvatron.
Nemesis Cheetor.
Huh? Nemesis Cheetor?
Nemesis Cheetor.
Galvatron, Waspinator, Air Razor, Slammer, which was the little tank from Companion of Metroplex. Maybe he'll get a robot mode. Wingfinger, Ractonite, a deluxe Scorponok, Beast Wars Scorponok, as we talked about last week. RC, which is maybe just a refresh of the Earthrise RC, and then Ultra Magnus Earth mode. He was killed in Siege. Oh, sorry, spoilers if anyone has not seen Siege yet.
Jeez.
Interesting that we get an Ultra Magnus Earth mode. And last bit of listings, we've got more assortments, but these are labeled specifically as Headmasters. So we've got 3 Headmaster assortment figures. So could this be maybe repackaging of Snapdragon and Apeface, or other previous Titans Return figures, or something completely new? We have no idea. So lots and lots of rumors here. Daryl, anything from this list have you excited?
Oh, lots. This is all like 18 to 24 months worth of stuff, right? But I look at it and I'm like, I cry a little because there's quite a lot of stuff on here that I'm probably going to end up getting. I could see a lot of it, I can probably skip all that Beast Wars junk that I don't need, but
Jeremy will pick those up for you. Don't worry.
That's okay. Good. I see a lot of this stuff, and I'm interested to know where it's going to be placed, and Studio Series, and we've yet to see any kind of official confirmation that the 86 movie is going to go in there. If it does, then that'll be kind of cool to pick up some stuff, with a different kind of design aesthetic. The Starscream, that we were talking about either last week or the week before, and then now here again saying that there's 2 Starscream listings. I got thinking about that thing, and with the news that we had this week of G2 Megatron and Sandstorm, all these other repaints and stuff, I'm thinking, why not one of these Starscreams just be the same old Starscream mold but G2 colors? Why not? There's a possibility. We don't really know what it's going to be, but there's a possibility that we could see a G2 Starscream. Weirder things have happened. If you go down this list, almost all of the 84, 85, 86 characters are on it, plus the top 20 Beast Wars characters are on this list. At this point in time, I think everyone's just hedging their bets. We've got rumors of another Optimus Prime. Okay, hey, look, an Optimus Prime came out. See, I was right. Well, what about a Warpath? We haven't seen a Warpath in 5 years. Oh, a Warpath came out. See, I was right. Oh, Cheetor is probably going to come out in this Kingdom line. Oh, a Cheetor came out. Oh, look, I was right. There's probably a good number of these that aren't going to come out either, but who knows? This Headmaster stuff, I'm dumbfounded as to what the hell this could be. Mm-hmm. We just got done Titan's Return. That was all Headmasters. Everybody that was in it was a Headmaster. Even the ones that didn't need to be Headmasters were Headmasters. I don't know what they're going to do with this line, but I'm curious to see what it's going to do. There's a lot of figures in my collection right now that I consider to be the pinnacle of transformation and, the best version of that character. And I'm not talking about G1s and stuff. I'm talking about, the newest stuff. Hasbro has to produce something exceptional to unseed those figures. When it comes to, say, Jazz, Special Ops Jazz from Generations, actually it was Reveal the Shield back in the day. That's my Jazz. I don't even buy a Jazz now unless it's exceptional. These are the kind of figures that, I'm trying to kind of get to, but looking at all this list, there's a lot of figures that haven't been done in a long time. A couple of figures that have names that don't even make any sense. So we'll see what comes of it. But it'll be exciting couple years.
My only point against your G2 Starscream proposal is it seems like Hasbro saves those redecos for the website exclusives. So these are all listings from Target and Walmart and more mass market. I think the G2 deco for Starscream is a more limited appeal than a mass market distribution.
That's true. But if you look at the G2 deco of Starscream, it's not that different than the G1 deco. The colors are a little bit brighter because of G2. You could probably pass it off in the main market and still Starscream. Okay, cool. There it is. I don't know. You're probably right, but
it could be a Target exclusive.
Yeah, it's not like it's a G2 Ramjet and saying, "Oh, it's not Ramjet. He's freaking purple." So,
all right. Well, Mike, any of this stuff here you're looking forward to, or are you getting everything on this list like Daryl, or is this a lot of stuff you can pass and focus on a couple of things?
Well, Daryl said that I get everything, so whatever Daryl says is true. Looks like I'm getting everything.
You sound super excited.
Oh yeah, I need another friggin' Starscream.
Careful, DJ Ronan is listening.
All right, now the ones that do interest me though are Cup. I do want to see what it looks like. I know we got one fairly recently, but I'd be interested to see what's going on. Jazz, I'm in the same position that Daryl's in with the Jazz. The Reveal the Shield Jazz is my definitive one. If they did a really great masterpiece one, maybe it could be the definitive one. But yeah, Warpath is one that I am really looking forward to, because the Warpath that I use for my Generations shelf is what was it? The repaint of the Legend scale Megatron. which I think was a movie figure. I could be wrong on that.
No, it wasn't. That wasn't the legend scaled Megatron. Wasn't that the like the IDW base tank?
I don't know. It might have just been too small to really represent any one particular character that well.
Was it the one that came with the little?
Yeah, that
thing?
one. That one.
Yeah, I can't remember which line it was from, but it was crap.
But yeah, that's my Legends scale Warpath now, and it could use an upgrade. And Slammer is super interesting to me as well because I love Metroplex. That's a really cool character. I have the 6-gun that came out, the weaponizer, and yeah, that Slammer is it's an interesting. It's something I'm interested in. I'll put it that way.
Jeremy, what on this list will you have to pretend were gifts that we sent you?
Slag and Daniel. I have to support Slag getting his name back, and I'm interested to see what they're going to do and how a Daniel figure would tie in with it. Cup and Jazz. I'm happy to see like a lot of these that are from the animated movie, but a lot of the Beast characters, because I never really got into the Beast Wars toys. I have like Masterpiece Optimus Primal and the Universe of Rodimus Primal, which was the red Optimus Primal. And I think that's... Oh, and then I got like a Rat Trap from the Generations line. I think that's about all the Beast toys I have. I'm looking forward to getting some of these, like a Waspinator, Dinobot, stuff like those. I want to have them in scale and in the same line as some of your classic characters. Warpath was a G1 figure that I always loved, and I would love to get a new one that's actually relatively tank-sized, so that would be nice. And then the Ultra Magnus, I'm excited about. Ultra Magnus with a trailer that can hold some of the other vehicles.
Yeah, Slag and Daniel, that's one I'm looking forward to if that's real. I still am scratching my head as to why you pair Slag with Daniel, but whatever.
Right. I mean, he's always been with RC.
I wouldn't mind a Huffer and Pipes. I have a soft spot for those guys. And Trax, I always like the Corvette with the wings. That was always cool.
Yeah, you can have Pipes with your Overlord from a couple years ago.
Yeah. Stomp on them.
I could get behind a Huffer and a Pipes. That's another one that kind of suffered from just odd repaint syndrome.
Yeah, and I didn't like they did Huffer and Pipes as repaints of the Legends Optimus Prime from a few years ago, and that just didn't work at all.
Yeah, I'm loving getting new versions, like really good new versions of the mini-bots. And yeah, I think Huffer and Pipes are due.
Yeah, and all the mini-bots getting upscaled to deluxes now, and of course that upscales their price, but it's nice to get more articulated versions. All right, well, yeah, that's a lot of stuff to look over, a lot of stuff to chew on. I hope we get some announcements soon for that Studio 86 line. I'm really curious about that. But all the Kingdom figures too. I hope we get, with the New York Comic-Con being canceled, they would typically do some Transformers reveals there. Maybe they'll do some online reveals as a replacement during the New York Comic-Con time frame, and we'll see some of this stuff. Of course, if not, then we'll probably have to wait till February with New York Toy Fair 2021.
I mean, they're doing these like streams pretty regularly. I think that's going to continue.
Yeah, that's true. So maybe we'll see some of that. All right, well, that's all our toy topics, so we will move on to trips to the store. This is where we show off all the cool Transformer stuff we got this week. We do this as a video that we show on YouTube, so you can see everything we got in beautiful high definition. But we also put the audio right here so you can keep listening as we describe all of our stuff in loving detail. So without further ado, trips to the store.
The Transmissions Podcast will return after these messages.
All right, so we're going to talk about the cool stuff we got this week. I'm going to start us off with Jeremy.
All right. I have something from the vault. I have nothing new, and I realized, like, late last night that I didn't make it to the comic store this week, and my comic store, because of COVID, is not open on Sundays. So, but I dug through a bin of toys that I just don't have room to display, and I pulled out this guy. This is the Urban Camo Ruination from 2001 RID, but it's essentially Bruticus, like G1 Bruticus, but just this was like I think a Walmart exclusive back in the RID era. This is a fun guy. One thing, Daryl, you might be able to help me with. All the pictures that I found online when I was like looking at them have the legs kind of displayed like to the side. Mm-hmm. Is that the right way to do it?
Yeah,
It seems like
for Onslaught, the hips do basically splay out completely, and then we'll cock back 90 degrees.
Yeah. I see that, and I've done that. It's just that he seems more imposing as a taller figure.
He's also more tippy-toppy.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I can see that, too. But anyway, it's a fun figure. I think mine appears to have maybe some sun damage. I'm not sure when I did display him. But, this is just, it's a fun figure if you can see him because he's camo. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what urban camo means.
Nice call putting the tank on the arm. That's usually the one of the legs, right?
Oh, right. I don't know why.
Scramble City, scramble that up, man.
Yeah, I know. They can be whatever. Picked them.
Maybe that's how Ruination does it in RID.
I just picked them, and there was no rhyme or reason.
Silly Charles. Bruticus is for kids.
Can't argue with that.
Anyway, that's all I got this week.
All right, Mike, you're up next.
So I got a couple of little small guys here. Let's see if we can actually see these guys.
Ooh.
So these are the little mini Sharkticons from the it's a Sharkticon and the what am I thinking of here? The Black Hot Rod pack that I don't know if it's a Target exclusive or what it was, but that's where I found it. So
was it the Cyberverse?
Yeah, exactly. Yep, that's it. Now, normally I wouldn't pick up like these guys because they really didn't interest me as Transformers that much, but I am getting back into photography, and these guys are just absolutely great for that. Like a little mini Sharkticon army builder. So that's really, really great. I'm tempted to go back and pick up like another set because, they didn't cost a whole lot, and they are so adorable. I love them. They are my friends. They are my squishies. Aside from that, it's been a bunch of other stuff. So things like non-Transformer stuff, like a new webcam, new lighting, stuff that makes your trips to the store video that much better to see.
It looks great.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I will go next. I did get to the comic book store this week, so I have a bunch of comics, but that's all I've got. So here we are. Rise of the Decepticons, Transformers, issue 22. I believe this is the Anna Malkova cover. And then we've got Transformers versus Terminator, issue 3. I forget who the artist is on this cover. This is the cover A. And lastly, Transformers 84, issue 2. This is a Guido Guidi cover. And this is the one we are reviewing this week on Transmissions Alt Mode. So stay tuned for that on Friday.
I read the right one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Daryl, wrap us up. Show us all the crazy stuff you got this week.
Oh, so crazy. All right, I did get some comics as well. Again, this is the ongoing number 22, the Anna Malkova cover. This is a really cool cover. I really did find this one quite appealing. So I picked that one up. Then I did also get Transformers versus Terminators. This is cover A. Again, I don't remember the artist on this one, but I do remember the artist on the cover B. And this is a pretty awesome cover by our good friend Andrew Griffith. Very awesome Terminator with Optimus and Megatron as pieces of its chest. So that's pretty awesome. And then I did get covers for Transformers 84, issue number 2. This is cover A by Guido, and I got cover B by Casey. Lots of awesome comics. This week was also very expensive for toys for me. I stumbled into a bunch of stuff I've been looking for a while, and it all was very expensive. Quite an expensive week for me. Number 1, I've been looking for it for a while and finally found it at Toys R Us. This is the Seeker 2-pack, so I haven't even opened it yet. Yeah, very glary there. It's pretty awesome. Really excited to get these guys out of the box and mess around with them. They're pretty fun, and was able to, since the guys at Toys R Us basically brought the box out when I was looking for him, I said, well, you've got 2 more in there. Set one aside for another friend in the city, so I was able to hook up DJ Ronan as well, so because I knew he was looking. And then second of all, my comic book store got in a Studio Series figure that I've been looking for, and this is Studio Series Overload. This guy was another very expensive figure this week, but he's not in the box anymore. Oh my gosh, what happened to him? I took hours out of yesterday, Saturday, and put this thing together.
Oh, nice.
I had been waiting until I had them all, and finally got them all. So I did put together Studio Series Devastator, and he's massive. Like, he's pretty awesome. He's got really big, chunky joints on his arms here. And his legs are great. Like, really big, chunky joints. Holds the pose.
Very stable.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, very stable. There is a fan mode where you can get him into like a crawl from like what he was in the movie instead of just being a biped. And that mode puts him a little bit more like less sturdy, but it makes him look a lot more movie accurate. Yeah, but he's a bit of a pain to put together. Well, actually not. He's a bit of a pain to transform all the individual modes, like each individual figures into their modes. But once you've got them all ready to go, assembling them is actually pretty easy. Yeah, so he's pretty cool. I've taken a couple pictures of him. He's fun. Big, yes, and but he looks good. Yeah, he's all together and pretty fun. So yeah, we'll see what I end up doing with him. Now I'll probably unpack the one of the Optimuses that I have and get some pictures of them together. So yeah, but he's awesome. Big figure. I always like having the big bastards. They're fun. I do have something else, but I'm going to save it just in case I don't have anything next week. But yeah, it's that's enough for this week, I think.
All right, and that will do it for this episode of Trips to the Store.
We now return to the Transmissions Podcast.
All right, we're back from our trips to the store, and we will finish up the show with some feedback. All right, so Mike, I'm glad you're here this week because a lot of our feedback is for Empire of Rust. So I thought we could get your thoughts on this feedback.
Oh man, I am so not ready for this.
Well, too bad. We have one of our longtime donations, Robin. He is at Robinus __ Prime on Twitter. He's sent us a few tweets about Empire of Rust. He's a really big fan of the live action RPG Transformers podcast that you put on, Mike. So here's what he's got to say. First up, he says, "Hey guys, I'm really behind on podcasts as working from home is giving me less alone time, but obviously I am on top of Empire of Rust. Just wanted to ask, is there going to be a follow-up or conclusion to the 3-part special episodes?" So I believe this was Hell by Any Other Name. So what do you think, Mike?
Actually, it's a good thing you asked. I am in the middle of at least coming up with ideas and getting like the first draft of it down on paper. And as soon as I feel I'm ready to run something like that, then I will ask the guys and at least one of the cast from Empire of Rust to come in and do a session. To be fair, it still is in the kind of pre-planning stages for it. So we're still probably a couple months away, but short answer on it is yes, I absolutely do intend to kind of follow up, and maybe we'll do like the next level or next 2 levels kind of thing to kind of get these guys back in it, because I'm pretty certain that both Charles and Jeremy had a good time.
I did, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, good to know.
I believe we told you we liked it after we did it. sorry to leave you in suspense for all these months, Mike. If you didn't know, we did enjoy it.
10 of 10 would do it again.
I had no idea.
All right. Well, Robin, you've got something to look forward to. He had a couple other questions. He said 2 questions, and pass these on to Mike. First, how come there is no hand-to-hand combat ever? Is that just a function of the rules?
Yeah, that it is a little bit of a weird push with the system. Starfinder does not have an easy way of approaching hand-to-hand combat without penalties. So a quick version of this is there's a feat called Improved Unarmed Strike that if you want to do a lot of hand-to-hand combat, you really need to take that, but there's not really a whole lot of call for it. Most of my players are more comfortable with ranged combat anyway, so it just kind of falls naturally to that. Maybe at some point in the future we'll come across a character or a player who likes doing the hand-to-hand, and they'll start investing in all the stuff needed to get to that point. But yeah, the system really does penalize hand-to-hand combat and rewards more weapon-based combat. So that just is what it is.
Yeah, I believe we had a prime example of that with poor departed Blue Shift, didn't we?
Yep.
So he tried to rush a bad guy with his lance, and the outcome wasn't very favorable.
Yeah, like I said, it is just the system that kind of penalizes that a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, and I think I got the name wrong. It was Zephyr. That was Zephyr who's poor departed. Blue Shift is the new Zephyr. All right, the second question, he says, call me crazy, but I thought uncut episodes would drop first, and there is less editing, and therefore it's a Patreon bonus. Maybe I can answer this one. I see the uncut episodes as kind of a like expanded director's commentary, so you really should listen to the like fully produced episode first, because that's like the intended produced version. But the direct, if you want commentary, a little background on all the ins and outs that went on, you listen to that as the bonus. And these are all produced months in advance, so we've got everything pretty much ready to go up front. Would you say that's right, Mike?
Yeah, you're absolutely right on that. I prefer everyone to listen to the edited versions first and as the primary source, simply because it sounds better. In the uncut versions really are just that. They're uncut. They still do have a little bit of editing to them, so bringing the lifting the volume, dealing with like noise and stuff like that. Not a lot of editing, but still like a tiny little bit here and there. And while we could release them kind of early on, it's just I want people to experience the polished design version first, and you get like all the extras, kind of like you said, like watching a behind the scenes kind of thing.
So there you go, Robin. And since it is a bi-weekly schedule, that gives you time to digest these episodes if you so desire. I mean, it's just an extra bonus. We hope you're enjoying it, and let us know.
But if anyone else does think the same way, and you want the uncut versions first, then write us in. Write in. Let us know, and yeah, I'll listen. I'll consider it.
Yep.
Certainly.
We do listen to feedback.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that is all the Empire of Rust focused stuff. But Robin was not done. He had another question about trips to the store. He said, most of trips to the store is normally comics, so shouldn't you move it to alt mode? No.
Charles.
No. I mean, it's mostly comics for me, but I'm 1/4 of the team here, so.
Well, and me.
I think Daryl would quit the show though if we did that.
I try. Robin, I try to keep them buying toys and stuff like that. They don't want to buy toys anymore. These guys are just about books and stuff. Fucking nerds.
Daryl, I got a lot of stuff for you. It's just all on pre-order.
Yeah, Trips to the Store is really about all types of merchandise, so I think it's fine right where it is.
It's not trips to the toy store. I promise I'll start showing off Daryl's stuff when it arrives on my house.
All right, and last, he had a series of tweets. This is just commentary about TF Nation. Robin is in the UK, and TF Nation is a big thing for him. But he had a few tweets talking about how he mentioned that we had done some stuff for highlighting artists who didn't get a chance to do commissions this year at TF Nation or lots of other conventions, but he also wanted to highlight some of the toy sellers. He mentioned in the UK he looks forward to going to conventions for picking up lots of different toys and reconnecting with specialty retailers there. So he called out, particularly gave a shout out to Toy Foo and the Space Bridge about how they did the online sales and things to honor or recognize the TF Nation weekend and everything. So, and he ends with saying, "I hope everything is back to normal for next year because I've missed seeing everyone. TF Nation is literally my favorite weekend of the year. I look forward to it. I save up for it, and often I need it as a break from reality for a few days, and it works. Hope everyone stays well." Yeah, we really are admirers from afar of TF Nation. I think all of us would love to go to TF Nation if we got the chance, but we haven't so far. But yeah, it sounds like it's a really fun show over there in the UK. And yeah, hopefully lots of things will be back to normal next year. But we were hoping that things would be back to normal in a couple of months, 6 months ago. So I don't know. Cyclona said hope is a lie, so, we'll see. All right, I think that takes us to the end of this episode of Transmissions. Mike, our awesome producer, do you have any additional things you'd like to plug?
Well, aside from Empire of Rust, you can always follow me on Twitter at Minervion. That's Minervion. And you can also follow me on Instagram at the same username. I've started posting some of the toy photography that I've been doing, and it is so fun and so great to see.
Nice. And of course, Empire of Rust is transmissionspodcast.com/rust. So if you've not checked out the awesome live action RPG that Mike is running with his friends, you should do that. They're up to episode 30. 31 will be coming next week. And it's a very cool adventure. It's set in the IDW Transformers universe, and it's just a lot of fun. So you should start listening to it. And it's every 2 weeks, so you can get caught up pretty quickly. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, all.
Bye.
Later.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening to this episode of Transmissions. But just because this episode is over doesn't mean the Transformers fun has to stop. Join us and other Transformers fans on our Discord chat server by visiting transmissionspodcast.com/discord. If you would like to learn more about how you could support the Transmissions Podcast, just visit transmissionspodcast.com/support. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you again next week.
And I opened it up, and I'm like, oh, yeah.
Oh, Daryl. God damn it, getting my hopes up again.
All right, ready?
I was born ready. Or at least very, very... I don't know what the rest of it she says. It's okay, I got one. That's all I wanted.
I haven't seen any.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, Dogcade's got them all. Even yours.
Yeah. Damn it, Dogcades.
Dogcades went to Boston, bought out all the Slitherfangs in the Boston area.
Jeez, dude.
Do I not get to say anything about Tarn?
Did you want to? I gave you the chance,
You
and
don't
you
like statues.
didn't say anything, so I thought you were done.
Jeremy talked. I didn't get to talk.
Well, fine.
I want to talk.
What do you got to say?
I think this is cool.
Sweet.
Our editor is going to kill you, Daryl.
Hey, DJ Ronan, I hate Starscream. Charles, you're the only person here who doesn't have a microphone in their face.
I mean,
I feel like
if
I need
you
to put
want
on
me
my
to,
glasses so I can- it's like a scene from a movie where they hit the
Boom mic. We got a boom mic.
All right.
High energy, you guys. Come on. Come on. Psych yourself up. No, don't start yawning. Son of a bitch.
It's okay. We'll edit this part out. It's okay.
And now that I got a new one, it actually shows like the real color of the room, which is this kind of yellowy color. So, yeah. Look a bit sickly.
But your wallpaper is just the best, though. I love that wallpaper. Don't ever tear that down.
Can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not. So, good job on that.
No. Hello, comic book store. Do you have a cover by Winston Chan? No. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Hello, other comic book store. Do you have a cover by Winston Chan? No. Okay. So simple.
Or, hello, comic book ordering website. Are you going to get wrecking balls?
I knew you were going to ask, Jeremy.
And here they are. Whoa, 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 whoa.
No,